চলে গেছে।
Okay, so we were talking about right form of verbs. There are certain rules. First, let us know what is verb. Verb is one of the most important parts of speech, and in simple word we can say any doing word. That means the word by which we mean we do anything. The doing word, any type of doing word is called verb. We are talking. Talking is a verb. We are listening. Listening is a verb. Masoom sir wanted to tell us something. Wanted, want. He left. All these are verbs because these words mean doing activity. Examples, there are some examples like we are very helpless because of coronavirus. Nothing happened. She was singing very nicely. Corruption should be abolished. We are eagerly waiting for a beautiful world. All these are verbs because all these words mean the activity, doing something. Okay, basic rules of right form of verbs. Rule number 1, dear boys, if you wish, you can write all the things or you can get it from report to principal. The whole class is being recorded, so you will get it later on. Or if you want, I can give you the link because all the rules are written in Google Drive. Okay, rule number 1, every, each, any, everyone, everybody, everything, someone, somebody, something, anyone, anybody, anything, none, nobody, nothing, subject. That means if all these things are used as subject, every, each, any, everyone, everybody, if these things are used as subject, then the verb will be singular. Example, every flower is the gift of God. Here, every has been used as the subject. That is why we have used the singular form of verb. Every flower is the gift of God. Then nothing is impossible on earth. Here the subject is nothing. That is why we have used the verb is. Nothing is impossible on earth. Is the rule clear to you? Okay, because in tag question, you have found the opposite rule. In tag question, if there is everyone and everybody, then the tag question becomes they. Every mother loves her child. The answer is don't they. But actually, in right form of verbs, we find the different picture. That is, the verb becomes singular if there is every, each, any, etc. All these are used as subject. Rule number 2, each indicates plural subject. In rule number 1, look carefully. In rule number 1, we have found that if there is every, each as subject, then the verb becomes singular. But if each indicates plural subject, I'm giving you an example, then it will be more clear to you. The pupils each have to take the competition. The pupils each have. Here, each is indicating the pupils. That means the subject is plural. So our verb will also be plural. The pupils each have. It will not be has. The pupils each have to take the competition. Rule number 3, many a, one of the, each of the, any of the, much of the, then the first of the last of the number of, either of the, neither of the group of, the quality of. If all these things are used as subject, then the verb will be singular. It's interesting because there is many. Still, the verb will be singular because after many, there is a. Yes, Mustaqim, do you want to say something? You have raised your hand.
No, Miss, bhule gachi.
Oh, it's okay. Okay, so many are, one of the, each of the. If all these things are used as subject, then the verb will be singular. Example, many a boy ruins his career through laziness. Here you see the verb has become ruins because we have to consider many a boy singular. This rule is important because it is set in the question, and by saying many, many of you think that it is plural. So you make mistake. But remember, as there is many are, so the verb will be singular. Then another example, neither of the boys is singing. Here, since there is neither of, that is why the verb has become singular.
Miss, can I ask a question about the rule
Yes,
number 3?
definitely. Carry on.
Miss, what does many a means?
Will you please tell it again, because the sound is a bit low. Okay, tell it again, please.
Miss, what does many a means?
Many a. Actually, many a means many, but here in different way, many means different or many people or many things. But when we use many a, it becomes singular. Only one.
Thank you, Miss.
Okay, rule 4. A number of, a variety of, several, pair of, plenty of, a lot of, a group of. If these words are used as subject, then the verb becomes plural. In the previous rule, you have found many are, one of the, each of the. In that case, the verb was singular, but a number of, a variety of, several, pair of. Actually, all these things, by these things, we can understand that many things are meant. So that is why a variety of fruits are available now. A lot of people are going out. A lot of people, that means many people. A variety of fruits, that means different type of fruits. So,
Miss,
the verb, yes, the verbs are plural. Yes, please tell me.
there is a sentence like neither of them are doing or is doing.
Neither of them. Neither of them. That means one. Neither of them. So that will be singular. Neither of them is. Okay, rule number 5. This is another important rule. Always, if you find always, every day, normally, sometimes, often, frequently, occasionally, regularly, daily, generally, then the verb will be in present indefinite tense. That means if the subject is third person singular, then we will add s or es, and if it is plural and others, then the main form of the verb will have to be used. She walks on the high road every day. Walks. As there is every day, so it has become present indefinite tense. Sometimes he talks very offensively. As there is sometimes in the sentence, so it has become talks. Rule number 6. Already, ever, just now, recently, yet, lately. This is another very, very important rule, because in the question, it will definitely come. Already, ever, just now, recently, yet, lately. If these things are found in a sentence, then it will follow the rules of present perfect tense. It will follow the rules of present perfect tense. Okay, sorry for the interruption, because probably network was not in proper way. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
miss.
Can you see the board? Can you see the rule number 6? Can you see it?
No,
miss.
Okay, okay. I'm again sharing the screen. Now, can you see?
Yes, miss.
Okay.
Yes, miss.
Rule number 6. The machines become the reason of problem. Okay, already, ever, just now, recently, yet, lately. So here we will use a present perfect tense. That is, he has recently visited the place. He has recently visited the place. While writing this type of words, this type of verbs in the question, in the answer, you must write the adverb also. That is, he has recently visited the place. In that case, you can follow this type. He has recently visited, underline has and visited, and recently, you need not underline it. So in this way, you must write, because in examination, you will just write the answer, right? So suppose it is the answer of number A. So you will follow this way. Has recently visited Just underline has and visited. Okay, recently is not a verb, it is an adverb, so you need not underline recently, but you must mention it. So this is our rule number 6, and then rule number 7, 2 plus verb, base form. We always know that. Actually, it is called infinitive because of infinitive means 2 plus verb. Whenever you will find there will, if there is 2 plus verb. He likes to go there. He likes to go there. Since there is 2, so we have used the base form of verb. But if there is with a view to, be or get plus used to, be or get plus used to, look forward to, addicted to, devoted to, inclined to, be or get plus used to, plus accustomed to, refer to, with an eye to. You see, I have given many examples, and actually in the books you may find only 2 or 3, but here I have given at least more or less all with a view to. So if there you can see there is 2, but verb plus ing form will have to be used. It is also very important rule. And another thing, if there is only used to, then the present form of verb will have to be used. Let me give an example. I used to swim every day. I used to swim every day. But if there is be verb, that is am, is, are, was, were, I was used to, then the ing format. I was used to swimming every day. He was addicted to smoking. He was addicted to smoking. In the same way, I'm looking forward to having a good news. With an eye to. Do you know what is the meaning of with an eye to? With an eye to means an object. With an object. With an eye to, that means keeping an object in mind.
Ma'am, can you give me an example with get?
Get. Okay. I got used to. I got used to having a cup of coffee every morning. I got used to having a cup of coffee every morning.
Okay.
So this was our rule number 7.
ম্যাডাম কষ্ট না হলে একটু যে বি অবলিক গেট ওই নিয়মটা একটু আরেকবার বলবেন, এটা বুঝতে পারিনি।
Okay, no problem. I told you that here be means am, is, are, was, were, and get is get. So if there is only used to, okay, let me write. Suppose I'm giving an example where only used to has been used. I used to talk a lot when I was a child. I used to talk a lot. Here I have used used to, and that is why I have used the base form of verb, talk. But if there is I was used to, then it will be talking. I was used to talking a lot. Or I got used to talking a lot. Now, can you understand?
Yes, madam. Thank you, madam.
Okay. Okay, I'm proceeding to rule number 8. Cannot help. If there is cannot help, cannot bear, worth, feel like, mind, prefer, is a pleasure. If these things are in a sentence, then verb plus ing format will have to be used. Example, I prefer swimming to singing. He felt like crying. Would you mind taking a cup of tea? I cannot bear suffering. So if these things are in a sentence, then verb plus ing format. But remember that if there is cannot but, then the present form of verb will have to be used. Rule number 9. After the modal auxiliaries, modal auxiliary, we know which ones are the modal verbs. I have written it. Can, could, may, might, shall, should, will, would, must. ought to, had to, need not, dare not, going to. All these are modal verbs. And along with this, if there is had better, had rather, would rather, let, cannot but, could not but, has to and have to, then the base form of verb will have to be used. So along with the modal verbs, if there are these words, that is had better, had rather, would rather, let, cannot but, could not but, has to, have to, then the base form of verb, that is the present form of verb, will have to be used. Example, you had better go now. Here we cannot use going or gone or went. Just the present form of verb. You had better go now. We ought to love our country. I let him go there. Rule number 10. If there is at present, at this moment, at this time, day by day, currently, gradually, now. If these things are found in a sentence, then we will use present continuous tense. At present, at this moment, at this time, day by day, currently, gradually, and now. Example, we are doing right form of verbs at this moment, right? We are doing the rules of right form of verbs at this moment, or we are talking now. At this moment, we are following Zoom class. Day by day, the price is increasing. Currently, the situation is going out of control. So all these are examples of rule number 10. Have you understood?
Yes, miss.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, miss.
Okay, rule number 11. If there is a then, at that time, at that moment, at that period, then we will follow past continuous tense, because you know all these words and phrases indicate past incident. Then, at that time, at that moment, at that period. Example, he was going to market then. At that moment. But remember, if there is at this moment, in rule number 10, at this moment, then it is present continuous tense. But if at that moment, there is at that moment, then past continuous tense. Okay? He was going to market then. At that moment, she was watching TV. These are the examples of rule number 11. Oh, rule number 12 is very, very important, and you will have to give full concentration. It is really important, and you will need it throughout your whole life. But to follow rule number 12, there is a condition. The condition is, if there are two verbs in simple sentence, dear boys, listen very carefully. If there are two verbs in simple sentence and second verb depends on subject. But tell me, in simple sentence, there is only one finite verb. So we cannot keep another verb in simple sentence, and that is the condition. So if there are two verbs, that means we will have to change one verb. We cannot keep two verbs in simple sentence. We have to change it in another format, and that is our rule. And if the second verb depends on subject. Okay, I'm writing a sentence first. Okay, I have written a sentence. The man helped the boy, was very kind. Here in this sentence, you can find there are two verbs. One is help and another is was. So our condition was, if in a simple, this is a simple sentence because there is only one subject, so and one finite verb. And the condition is if the second verb depends on subject. Here you see the second verb is was, and it has depended on the subject because we have used was. That means since the subject is a third person singular number, that is why we have used was. We did not use were. So this sentence is following the condition. If you find this type of sentence, then the rule number 1, first verb will be in present participle. That means in verb plus ing form in case of active voice. So there is another condition, that is if this sentence indicates active voice. Okay, I am going in this example. You see, the man saving the boy has drawn the attention of all. In this sentence, there are two verbs, that is saving and has drawn. So the second verb is has drawn, and definitely it depends on the subject, that is the man. So, and this sentence is in active voice. So we have used present participle, that is ing. In simple word, the first verb will be in ing format if the sentence is in active voice. Okay, I have given another example. The bird flying in the sky is very beautiful. The bird flying. Here, the sentence is in active voice, and the second subject depends on the second verb, depends on the subject, that is. Since the subject is the bird, third person singular number, that is why there is the verb is. And as it is following our main condition, so we have used ing format in the case of first verb. The bird flying in the sky is beautiful. Then the second one, first verb will be in past participle form if the sentence is in passive voice. Let us observe the example. The bridge destroyed last year should be rebuilt. Definitely you can understand, should be rebuilt. That means it is in passive format. So we have used the first verb in past participle form. Destroyed. The bridge destroyed last year should be rebuilt. The man seriously wounded yesterday was taken to the hospital. The man was taken to the hospital. It is in passive voice. So we have made the first verb in past participle form. The man seriously wounded yesterday was taken to the hospital. Then the third example. The train having started, we found it moving. The third rule is first verb will be perfect participle. You know the formation of perfect participle. Perfect participle means having plus past participle. Like having done the work, having finished my work, I went to sleep. Having gone to college, I met my friends. Having taken my meal, I did my homework. So having plus past participle means perfect participle. So if there are two subjects, then the sentence may be in active voice or maybe in passive voice, that doesn't matter. But if there are two subjects, then the first verb will follow the rule of perfect participle. Here, the example, let us observe the example. The train having started, we found it moving. Here, actually, we have made the possessive format. The trains having started, but when we say the train having started, it means possessive. Because you know, in simple sentence, we cannot keep two subjects. So actually, we have made the first subject into possessive format. The train having started, because there you see there are two subjects. In the first clause, the subject is the train, and the second clause, we. So we have changed the first verb into perfect participle form. The train having started, we found it moving. And the problem having no solution, we became hopeless. It is a bit complex. I'm telling you again, there are three rules. If there are two verbs in a sentence, first one, if the sentence is active in active voice, then the first verb will be in ing format, verb plus ing. And the second rule, if the sentence is in passive format, then the first verb will be in past participle format. And if the third rule, if there are two subjects, then the first verb will take perfect participle format. Now, boys, tell me, have you understood this complex rule?
Kinda.
Okay, very good. We will do some exercise later on. Then all the things will be more clear. Rule number 13. if there is any preposition, like of, for, by, without, on, about, in, upon, with, into, from, at, up, after, before, past, then over, etc. before verb, except to, because we have seen that if there is to, then the base form of verb will have to be used. But if there is any preposition other than to, then verb plus ing form. Example, I never thought of going there. Here the preposition is of, that is why we have used verb plus ing. Without trying hard, one can't succeed. There is without preposition, so we have used verb plus ing. Rule number 14, this is also a very important rule. Another verb after the following verbs. If you find these verbs and then there is another verb, then we will follow infinitive, that is to plus verb. And for your convenience, for your betterment, I have written alphabetically. Please try to memorize these verbs, and you can suppose you can memorize in the following way. Like today, you will write A to D, the verbs from A to D, and tomorrow E to G, in this way, and write it again and again, so that you can memorize, you can remember all the things. You can store in your brains all these verbs, because you will need it throughout your life. These are the verbs: agree, aim, appear, arrange, ask, attend, attempt, afford, bother, begin, beg, claim, care, choose, decide, decline, determine, desire, deserve, accept, endeavor, fear, fail, forget, guarantee, happen, hesitate, hope, learn, long, manage, mean, neglect, need, offer, plan, prepare, pretend, proceed, promise, prove, refuse, remember, regret, resolve, strive, seem, swear, tend, threaten, trouble, try, undertake, volunteer, vow, want, wish, will. These are all verbs. These are all verbs. So if you find these verbs and then another verb, then to plus verb. Example, the soldiers are preparing. Here the verb is preparing. Here we have seen the verb prepare. So there is one verb prepare, then another verb attack. So we have used to plus verb. The soldiers are preparing to attack the enemy. It will be wrong if we write the soldiers are preparing, attacking the enemy. It will be wrong because there is the verb prepare. Again, another example, I have decided to study seriously. Here, to study. We cannot write any other format of verb since there is the verb beside. Rule number 15, if there is subject plus wish plus subject, then where could be.
Miss,
Yes.
our class will end after 5 minutes or something.
No, our class will end just after 1 minute. Yes, 5 minutes. But Zoom is showing us that it is warning us that
Less than 1 minute.
Less than 1 minute. Okay, I think.
I had a question actually.
Yes, question.
Miss.
Yes, carry on.
At the rule number 7, I wanted to have an example. Miss.
Yes. Yes, tell me, boy. In rule number 7. Okay, can we do one thing? The time will end, but can we proceed a bit more that we can rejoin? For more 5 minutes, can we rejoin?
Yes, miss.
Okay, so please carry on what you wanted to say. In rule number 7?
Miss, with an I too, can you give us an example with an I, with a sentence that contains?
Okay, boys, some of you wanted to know about rule number 7. That is, you wanted to know about with an I too, right? With an I too means with an intention, with a purpose. So you can give an example like this. With an eye to raising fund, he organized the program. With an eye to raising fund, here we have used ing. With an eye to raising fund, they organized the program. Got it, probably. So we were in rule number 14 and 15. Okay, we will do just 2 more rules. Rule number 15, subject plus wish plus subject. That is, if there is subject, that I wish, and then wish, and then again subject, then the be verb will be in where form. That is, you cannot use was. I wish. Be the subject is first person or second person or third person. The verb will be where. I wish I were a child again. I wish I could be a child again. And if the verb is in past form, if the verb is other than be verb, then the past form will have to be used. That I wish I helped the poor man. Rule number 16. If there is certainly, surely, I'm sure, I suppose, perhaps, I think, and I doubt, I hope, I wonder, probably, if these things are in the sentence, then future indefinite tense will have to be used. Like subject, shall or will, plus verb base form. I'm sure you will stand first. We hope she will shine in life. We hope we will not face this problem again. We hope, we desire, coronavirus will go away. Rule number 17, if it is near future. Okay, you can say, you can remember another thing, that in this type of sentence, we can also use future indefinite tense. Yes? Rule number 16. Okay, 17, near, if it is near future, then we will use present indefinite tense. Example, the school reopens tomorrow. The school reopens tomorrow. You can say here, the school will reopen tomorrow, or the school reopens tomorrow. Both is correct. He flies to England next week, because this week, then comes the next week. Very near, very close. That is why we are using present indefinite tense. He flies to England next week. The officer leaves for his new place of posting tomorrow. In the same way, we can write, the officer will leave for his new place of posting tomorrow. Okay, there are more rules. Actually, there are total 23. So we will finish the rest ones in the next class, and see you in the next class. And be prepared. We will do some exercise also on that day. Okay, do you have any query, or do you want to say something, or you?
Can you please give the part in chat?
Will you please tell it again, because the sound is not clear. Or you can write.
Ma'am, can you please give the PowerPoint presentation file in this Zoom's chat?
Okay, okay, definitely.
As you are not added to our school group.
Okay, okay, I'm giving you right now. Okay, just I have saved it in Google Drive, and I'm giving you the link. Okay, just wait 1 minute.